Place your bets, folks, and put it all on black. Because it's the GT4 series with Black Flag Racing.
And welcome everybody to the Black Flag Racing Wednesday GT4 series. This is the first one. This is round one of what should be an incredible 8-week battle. So we've got a couple of guys who didn't make the one make last season hopping in here, and I think a lot of guys excited for the pure GT4 battles that are going to come out of this series. Give you guys a quick rundown here. I agree with Logan real quick. That was an amazing intro. I hope you guys all liked it. Definitely that end bit right there. That is from our main man, George. And he was very devoted to that bit. You guys should have seen the amazing video he sent all of us. Anyways, here, qualifying, we got 9 minutes left before we begin this GT4 battle. Marnik has jumped out on top, claiming pole position currently, setting a 131.5. That has gained him pole, but following very close behind him is Bubble and Panda, just 0.007 off of Marnik. That should be an interesting battle for us to keep our eyes on. That one Sim Racer rocking his Camaro as he usually does. A couple of guys might have seen him in some Friday night fights with it. And I believe he did sub a Premier Series race in the Camaro. I may be wrong. Ooh, audio. What's wrong with audio? Oh, audio of the game. That's probably what's going on. Let me see if I can't fix that. Bear with me, folks. Reduce mic background noise, echo cancellation. That's 100% what's doing it. That's what did it last time. What does that sound like? A bass guitar. Hopefully that fixed the audio there. Might have to change it on my phone as well. Bubble guts. Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Is that any better? Otherwise, I'm gonna go get my fucking AirPods and we're just gonna rock AirPods. Please let me know. Bubble guts. Maybe I do. This is my one drinking night. Anyway, maybe that's not my fucking sound, guys. Oh, there we go. There's the first F word of what's going to be a long 50 minutes for any families watching. So yeah, that one Sim Racer in his Camaro has secured third. And waiting for one of you guys to let me know if the mic sounds like shit still or not. Got my AirPods on standby to fix that problem, hopefully. Here's Arby, who has found himself in fourth with a 1.13 off of Marnik, just 1 second slower, but still a beautiful time that has secured him fourth. It just cuts with Bosper. Interesting. Alright, yeah, let me just change it then. It's going to be the easiest solution here. I don't know why these fucking headphones suck. Because I gotta do this in a stupid ass way. Yeah, I'm gonna try the AirPods. Give me 1 sec. You guys are gonna lose me. Alright, I am back. Does that sound any better? Gotta take a rip before it starts. GT4 is not my strongest. I would agree with you there, Rain. This is my AirPods, guys. Please let me know if this is any better or if it is just purely worse. Sergeant says it wasn't unbearable for him, but I don't know. These headphones suck sometimes, man. They absolutely blow. So where were we? Yeah, that one sim racer just getting knocked down to 4th. AirPods sound better to me. I'm just gonna rock the AirPods through then. And honestly, I'll probably just start using these from now on. They are a little more comfortable. I just have to talk a little louder. So if you hear my woman come into the room and scream at me, I'm doing this all for you guys. All right, I might end up sleeping on the couch tonight, depending on how exciting this race gets. Rankings win. Yeah, Bubble and Panda, you're gonna be banned from this league. I'm just joking. All right, so back to the rundown of qualifying. Now that we've fixed everything, hopefully. Yeah. So Artie hopping up here, getting 3rd. I said he was a second slower than Marnik, and he took that to offense, and he cut down the time gap between them to just half a second, a little under. This puts that one sim racer from 3rd to 4th. He's under a second now, or he might have already been. But he's now rocking out 4th with his Camaro. As you can see, we have 3 Mercedes in our top 3 positions. Lix Elam, he just hopped in the server not too long ago. I was helping him out in the Discord to find it. He's rocking the Aston. He's 1 second off of our pole leader, and that has secured him 5th. He's being followed up by a Porsche GT4. This is Y-Weight, or Mike, as some of you guys may know him in the Discord. Mike Linden, I think is his name in the Discord. He has secured 6th with a beautiful time of only 1 second, 1.2 seconds slower than Marnik. But never mind, a guy has showed up who I did not expect to see in this. Awesome Gumball is making an appearance in the GT4 series. Actually, no, he did the one make last series. So, Awesome Gumball with a 1 second time slower than Marnik. Getting himself up in our top 5. This pushes Y-Weight down to 7. D Boothie has secured 8th. He's also rocking an Aston. He's 1.3 seconds off of Marnik. Giller just barely off of D Boothie's time by 0.05, has secured 9th. And rounding off our top 10 of the GT4 series, it's going to be Ghost Stroke in his Aston, the 907 number he's always rocking. He's 1.46 off of pole. I'm going to give you the quick rundown of the rest of the grid. Phantom Sam has secured himself an 11th here, as long as no one gets up above him in these final 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Zaddy has found himself in 12th with a strong qualifying time in a beautiful livery, if I must say. Tater in Paris has hopped in here in his lovely 69 car, as always, 2 seconds off of Marnik, but that still secures him the 13th place spot. Purple GT3 driver is in the pits. It just shows that he is not. He must have hit drive or something. Sometimes ACC's got that weird little glitch. But he has secured himself a 14th here in his Mercedes. The Lazarus, he told me how to pronounce it once, and I've completely forgotten since then. He has secured himself a 15th, also in the Mercedes, a bunch of Mercedes today. Logan, obviously the admin that runs this entire beautiful series alongside the One Make series, he has secured himself a 16th on a 21-car grid today. We did have more cars signed up. It just appears they have not shown for round 1, which is an interesting tactic. Maybe they're scared of Brands Hatch. But yeah, you do get 1 drop race in this series, so a couple guys choosing to use that here, I guess. Hellcat, one of Logan's good friends, he's found himself in 17th. Oh, just got knocked down to 18th by GTX Dave, hopping up above Logan and Hellcat. Hellcat running the Porsche GT4 as well. We saw a couple of them here in the lineup currently. GTX Dave, let me just mention him since he snuck his way in here. He's also rocking the Camaro. That makes him our 2nd Camaro on the grid. He's securing himself a 16th spot. Elite Rain 422, because he still has not gotten the 420 number yet. We will have more info on how we're going to do that in the future. Probably at this point, at the beginning of the new year, makes the most sense. He has secured himself a 19th here, 3 seconds off of our pole leader. D-Bard, who's not in his Janetta, he has made a change and has chose to hop in the Aston GT4. He has found himself in 20th here. And then rounding off the back of the grid, it is Chevrolet Man in his 6.6 Merc Mercedes. And he has actually not set a qualifying time yet. So we will be waiting to see. And then there's me down at the bottom. I chose the Maserati because I figured no one else was going to, so I won't be confusing the rest of the drivers. And there we have it. Let's watch someone who's turning some laps here. Artie seems to be one of the guys. Okay, the game decided we weren't going to watch Artie. Okay, the game decided we will. Elite Rain saying he will get that number. We'll have to wait and see, Elite. I know a couple guys who are wanting that number. Beth Barron going by Gillard there, who pulled off to the side to head back to the pits, it looked like, or that might have been someone else. Artie coming around here for what's going to be his final lap. We'll continue to watch him as it's him and GTX Dave, who, for whatever reason, has a checkered flag next to his name. God, you gotta love ACC and just how it operates sometimes. Yeah, so Artie's still holding his third, and it looks like that will be where he's finishing unless he stays up on his delta. You can see in the top left, he is in the green. I just don't know if it's going to be enough to snag it away from Panda or Marnik. We will continue to watch here. Actually, we will switch to an onboard camera. Someone let me know how the audio is in the game, and actually Artie is not getting enough time to finish this last lap. He is no doubt going to be upset by that, as he may have had enough time to catch Marnik. And Oakland Panda hopping in front of Marnik for the pole position. Awesome Gumball getting himself up to fourth. He was fifth last time we checked on him. So that is going to round off our qualifying session right then and there. Already pulling it into the pits. There is one mandatory pit stop. Oh, okay. So Jondala set this server up, not me, guys. So you're going to see a lot of guys start complaining. They only have 30 seconds to get their car ready. And I'm not to be blamed for this one. Don't be coming at me like you guys usually do. I will start fighting. And so yeah, we got a good spot right here. We're probably going to stick with watching Artie, and then we can jump over to Tater and Paris and Chevrolet Man as the guys go through T1 after a full formation lap. Actually, Artie not getting a setup in time. Oh man, that is brutal. Artie's definitely going to be one of the guys who's going to have some words about how the server only gave him 30 seconds. Usually we try to allow you guys about 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half to get setups in after qualifying. Sorry for the slip up today. We will take note of that and make sure it is ironed out for next time. As you can see here, ghosting is on for our formation laps. Otherwise, it would be a mess, and we would have a lot of guys probably with damage here right off the bat. So Artie, our only driver who ended up in the pits, undoubtedly trying to make a setup tweak, and he just did not get it done in time. So he will be starting from the back of the pack. Very sad to see, as he did qualify very well here for round one. That would have been a strong start to his season here in the GT4 series. So we'll just continue watching Panda at this point, and then we'll probably hop to Gillard after they go through T1, and we'll catch some of the middle pack action, and then we can maybe hop back to Artie and see how he does coming out of the pits. And now is a good time to mention our sponsors. We'd like to thank Apex Sim Racing for sponsoring Black Flag Racing. We have a link in our Discord that will give you guys a discount. Actually, no, it will. Yeah, no, it'll give you a 5% discount, and BFR makes a 5% commission on whatever purchases you make at Apex Sim Racing. We're also proudly sponsored by Fly Sim Control, which one of our BFR drivers worked nickel. Got himself one of the button boxes that everyone so much loves. Very well Italian-made button boxes that work perfectly, come pre-programmed for ACC on any console. Check out the link in our Discord for a discount on that as well. Oh, Artie, is that you? Are you Arthur? Yeah, okay. I wanted to start from the pits when I have some good battles. Okay. Awesome, Artie. Well, so yeah, we'll get to check out Artie here. He's an easy one to hop back to. Keep our eyes out to see what Artie can do here from the back in a 50-minute race. He can't jump up back to his original position. Should be a fun watch. Got King, what it do? How's it going, man? Sad you're not in this one. Thank you for tuning in. As we pull around here, the last corner, our drivers are getting ready to begin this 50-minute race. we try to urge guys not to take T1 too hard, too fast. Otherwise, major accidents tend to happen. We will be making sure to keep our eyes peeled for any of that nonsense to happen. I'm just making sure I can flip through. And here we go. We're a green flag. Bubble and Panda taking his pole spot. He's got Marnik falling up behind him. We're going to jump. We're going to jump again. Oh, we got a little contact. There it is. And, oh, he keeps it on, though. Nothing bad there. He is pulling off to the side, possibly giving room for whoever he made contact with to go past him. But overall, not too bad of a T1 here, as we're going to stick with Gillard in the middle of the pack. Just real quick, catching more accidents. We actually do have a 224 car spun off. That could be Zaddy. It looks like Elite Rain maybe collected back there, as those two cars get themselves back onto pit. My dogs are going absolutely crazy. It shows Bubble and Panda in third now, but he is in first. Don't listen to that. The MFD tends to be wrong on this first lap. Marnik sticking himself in second very well. He's being followed down, hunted by... Oh, we just watched a car go very far off there. We don't know who that was. Oh, and we're seeing a big backup going on here as a jump back to this corner view, trying to catch all what's happening. The camera trying to do its best here for what ACC gives us on console. So yeah, some very good action here. Pep already getting himself up to what it's telling us is 21st, but it does still look like he's in 22nd, maybe trying to avoid some of that damage. He's got Zaddy and Phantom Sam in front of him. Here's Tater and Paris, who started this race in 9th. He's brought himself up to 8 off that start, and he's going to be looking to continue this and catch Gillard and jump up to a strong 7th position. As our drivers have finally completed lap 1, the MFD updates, and we can start seeing true positions. You see Tater go a little wide there. He's going to end up giving room to GTX Dave, who's going to stick it on the inside with that Camaro. He runs Tater to the edge, and GTX Dave pulls off a beautiful lap 2 overtake, keeping it very clean with some door-to-door racing. You see Tater running it wide right there again. Tough to watch, as we're going to watch Ghost Stroke now playing Tater almost the exact same way GTX Dave did on the inside of a turn. Tater's Porsche seeming to be a little unruly there as he's sliding around. We're going to jump over here to Hellcat, give Hellcat some loving as he's getting chased down by his friend Logan. And that billboard is not giving us any loving. Oh my god, what a camera angle. And it looks like this is becoming the mid-pack point at Hellcat and Logan. You can start seeing some separation on the MFD. Oh, and we have a car going off there, throwing some dust into D. Boothie. It looks like Licks possibly running it wide there. D. Boothie looking to hunt him down just 1 second away. And let's jump over to our leaders and show you just how dominating these two guys are doing. Here are the first and second leaders here. Bubble and Panda sticking in first. Marnik not letting him go. You can see the time difference there. Marnik just 0.1 second slower than Bubble currently. This is a Mercedes versus Mercedes race, and this one may come down to strategy, honestly. So we're going to jump over to Sim Racer, if I can get my camera there. This worked. Here's Licks, the driver we saw kick up some dirt earlier. He's chasing down that one Sim Racer, trying to claim that third spot. 0.3 seconds separating the two of them as they come around here. Get ready to go for that uphill left-hander. Let's see if Licks can do anything. And it looks like he's trying to shoot it inside there, and he gets a good exit. Oh, and it looks like he is going to put it right there, door-to-door with Sim Racer. Sim Racer's Camaro looking like it's trying to pull on him, but the Aston overall puts itself in front. Oh, but Sim Racer's not going to give it to him so easy. He sticks himself on the inside. We have a battle here for third. Sim Racer falling back just a little bit again. See, Ilum sort of cut over Sim Racer's line, but that's completely legal. Sim Racer about, I'd say, half a car's length back now. He's beginning to trail off, but I would not count him out of this battle just yet. Licks with a beautiful overtake there. We got Nathan saying the Camaro looking good out there. It was until the Aston decided he wanted a little bit of third place action, and he stuck his nose right up in there. Here's Sim Racer as he trails behind. We're going to jump back over here to Logan, who looks like has fallen a spot to Hellcat, but both of the drivers, Hellcat and Logan, making up some spots as they find themselves higher on our MFD. Let's jump over to that mid-pack I was talking about. That sort of was the mid-pack. Here's sort of the backpack. You can see Artie starting from the pits and managed to climb himself up to 18th now as he gets on the inside of Elite Rain here, out of the last corner, setting himself up for a good T1. Oh, Artie having to overslow due to Lausius in front of him. Artie making sure not to make contact. You can see a battle up ahead of him going down with Bard, and I cannot quite see that guy's name. We got King rooting for Sim Racer. Make sure you check back in with us, Got King. Sorry you have to work, man. Here's GTX Dave, who has found himself up in 9th. I'm trying to jump back to who is... Oh, and of course I go off at the wrong time. You can see Artie getting collected by Lazarus. Artie falling back to 22nd because of that. May he be regretting his choice to start from the pit? I do not know. Artie's a pretty fun guy, and I think he might just be enjoying the battle here. But no doubtedly, that's going to set Artie back a little bit. We did end up losing one driver, it looks like already, and we're only 7 minutes in. I don't quite know who we dropped, but it's sad to see as we... Oh, they joined back. Never mind. Awesome. So we did manage to get reconnected. We're back up to 22. One of those drivers being me, of course. Oh, it looks like we lost Ghost Stroke, possibly because of a disconnect. Here's Gillard looking to battle with GTX Dave. GTX Dave has a second faster lap currently than Gillard. Gillard running it wide there. No doubtedly commentator's curse as I jump away from him. Here's our second and first place again. You can see Bubble and Panda beginning to grow the lead on Marnik. He's managed to get it up to 1 second now. I don't think Marnik's going to be that easy to shake, though. Bubble and Panda is going to have to continue with a beautiful drive here to really walk away with first. Artie finding his way in front of Lazarus. He has now jumped up to 19th. Here's Chevrolet Man. We haven't quite seen. Oh, we do have an accident in the back. That would be Ghost Stroke. No, 970 is Bard. Oh, Bard getting collected there. I don't quite know by who. It does look like it was Elite Rain and Bard in that incident. That's going to give Artie 2 positions that he was looking for. Gillard's still sitting in 18th. He's got purple GT3 driver trying to come up behind him. Just 2.5 seconds off currently, but plenty of racing to do. Now let's jump over to this pack here as we watch Licks leading what I'm going to call the front pack. I'm not going to include Marnik or Bubble and Panda in this pack. But yeah, so Licks being the leader of our front pack here, he's getting chased down by that one Sim Racer who we watched lose the position not too long ago. I want to say maybe 2 laps now, 1 lap ago. He's definitely looking to claim that back and finish this race with a strong podium. Whiteweight, Mike Linden not far off of that one Sim Racer though. Oh, why'd I mention something? You just saw there, Whiteweight catching some slide in that turn. That's going to give GTX Dave the room he needed to get past him. Whiteweight dropping to 6th. GTX Dave now jumping up to 5th, 1 second off of that one Sim Racer. Actually just under 1 second. Whiteweight falling a little bit behind due to that, but not losing too many positions ultimately. I'm trying to jump over to another guy in that mid-pack just to see a little bit more battle. Actually, here is Whiteweight as he finds himself on a 1.5 second island between both drivers. There's that beautiful billboard that looks to win our view. As our drivers are coming around here for their 6th lap. The pit window should be opening up at about 35 minutes. 35 minutes, I'd expect a pit window. That pit window is going to be open for 20 minutes. It's going to allow some interesting strategies from all our drivers here as they all try to conquer these GT4s. Looks like we have a battle going down behind Whiteweight. It's going to be Gillard looking to take Buki here soon. I'm going to keep my eyes on the MFD there. Artie making it past number 66 finally as he begins to find his way up to 124, I believe that is. No, 224. My bad. Actually, we have a battle going on back here with Logan. Let's go hop on to that. So here's Awesome Gumball looking to make it a attempt of an overtake on Logan. Looks like having to back out of T1 there. Oh, but ultimately it's going to work out for him. Logan runs that one a little wide, allowing Awesome the room he needs to get in on the inside with his Porsche. Awesome Gumball now staring down at Hellcat. Logan still trying to get up back to Hellcat. Overtake here. We'll keep our eyes on these drivers as they go back around. The grid's beginning to span out here. You can see we have Phantom Sam back here in 15th looking to fight with Zaddy. Zaddy looking to hold Phantom Sam where he's at. Definitely not wanting to drop any more position. If Zaddy's looking at his MFD, he can foresee Artie coming up. And we caught a glimpse of it there. Artie's beautiful overtake on Phantom Sam. And they're side by side currently. Here's Artie taking the inside, actually falling back behind Phantom. It looked like he had it. Oh, look, and the camera dodged the billboard that time. That is beautiful. We will continue to watch Artie as he makes his climb through the ranks here at Brand Patch. Flip over to an inside view of Artie. This is what the PFR provided driver cam. We make sure all our drivers are there. That way we get some of the best views. So you can see Artie here rocking 1TC 3 ABS with a great balance of 52 inside this turn. He's getting chased down by Chevrolet Man, who's also in that Mercedes. Interesting to see how he can do with it. But Artie climbing himself up to 16th already with just 12 minutes of this race going by. We saw Phantom Sam live right there. I don't know if that is his Wi-Fi or mine. I don't know why he's looking at me off the view, so maybe not flipping. Let's do that. As we jump around here, this looks like the closest battle we have going down. Oh my god. 1 second, sorry about this. There we go. As this looks like the closest battle on the grid currently. The grid seemingly having fanned out a little bit. If you look over on the left side of your screen, you can see Illich, or Liam, I'm going to call him Liam. Liam still leading that one sim racer in third. Just look at the gap our two leaders have on the rest of the pack. They're beginning to make their way to the back of the pack. As I remember someone saying in the chat that there is for sure a chance of getting a lap on this track. Here's Boothie and Gillard, the battle I was talking about earlier. It looks like Boothie did end up jumping in front of Gillard, but Gillard's not going to be so light about it. He's looking to claim that. Oh, let's see if we can get up to Sim Racer as he gets ready, as he's looking at least for an overtake here to take back his third position. He's still within a second. This is close driving from all three of these guys, two of them being Camaros. GTX Dave finding himself high up in this race. Then he started, I believe he was qualified around 9th or 10th. He might have actually been out of the top 10. We have a spin. It's the 224 car on the straight, or he pulled off. It's hard to say. If you look on the left there, he is hard to hear you, buddy. Oh, it was probably the in-car audio, isn't it? I'll make sure I try to stay away from that. Otherwise, I had to continuously tweak the audio. But, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that one sim racer is fourth. Still looking to chase down Liam. It looks like GTX Dave is actually going to be the one who ends up making a move here first out of these three. I mean, out of these two necessarily. We have Gillard looking like he's going to make a move on the Boothie here soon. I don't want to jump off either of these guys. An overtake can happen at any time. We just saw a ghost stroke in 730 possibly get collected on turn 3 up on the top of the track map. And GTX Dave maybe just looking to catch a little bit of a draft off of that one sim racer. 165 spinning out in sector 2 up there. He was all alone during that incident, so hard to say what happened. Here's Elite Rain. He's gotten up ahead of Bard, who we saw both of those drivers in an accident earlier. Bard falling to 18th, Elite Rain in 17th. He's coming up on Ghost Stroke here, who is a lap car. I'd like to remind our viewers here at BFR, lap cars do not necessarily need to give the position up. Obviously, sometimes it's the smarter thing to do, but he does not necessarily need to give it up. You can see Daddy's over there in the pits. He's that 224 car we saw spin out, obviously collecting some damage and having to pit. Here's D Boothie, who's kept himself in front of Gillard. GTX Dave still looks like the closest driver here to making an overtake. Still just 0.3 seconds off of that one sim racer. I don't know if they're quite literally this matched in pace, or if GTX Dave just has not found an opening yet to overtake, that Camaro being a little more wider than some of the other GT4 cars on the grid. That is definitely helping Sim Racer out here, as both cars come around here to put themselves on the 10th lap. We are now in the pit window. The pit window opening 30 seconds ago. That might have actually been why Daddy's Daddy's pit did not count towards the pit window, which is probably hard for him to see. All right, here we go. We got GTX Dave sticking himself on the inside here, up turn 1, and that one Sim Racer looking for a cutback on the inside, but he's not going to get it. GTX Dave manages to keep his Camaro carrying some speed while taking it wide. That one Sim Racer falling here to 5th now, but definitely not out of this race with the pace we've seen from him. The rest of the field really beginning to spread out now. Let's jump over to 66, which is going to be Chevrolet Man, who's getting chased down by Ghostro. Ghostro looking to make up positions after getting dropped from the server due to, I gotta imagine, a connection issue. Ghostro does race with us out of Alaska. I believe this server is hosted on the East Coast, so not the best connection for him, I would not doubt. But nevertheless, a hell of a drive currently as he looks to make up position and get himself back into the points category of this series. Let's jump over now and give our leader some viewing. Here's D-Bard finding himself in the pit, serving his mandatory pit stop if the game would want me to get on Bubblin'. Here's Bubblin' Panda with a best lap of a 131.2. That is the best lap in the session currently. I don't know if everyone just saw Marnick's lap. He was at about a 132.1 there on that lap, but that was about the same pace as Bubble and Panda here. Panda growing his lead to what is almost 7 seconds on Marnick now. Let's see if hitting some lap traffic up in front of him changes this race up at all. He's coming up on Daddy, who's in 20th, and then he's coming up on 18th, 17th, and 16th. Awesome Gumball taking an early pit here. That's going to drop him down to 17th. But with his pit stop cleared, I've got to imagine he's going to claim a lot of those spots back. As I look at the grid, trying to see any battles going underway. Here's Artie, the man starting from the pits. He's found himself up to 12th. He's going to be looking to overtake Hater here soon. 3 seconds off currently. No doubt going to be closing that gap fast. Already a very well-driven driver here at BFR. Does have some damage. Looks like he's been collected in a few scruffs, but does not seem to be slowing him one bit. He's having a hell of a drive. Yeah, as we get 20 minutes into this race, the grid has started to fan out here. You're starting to see a lot of islands and a lot of drivers all alone. We're going to be looking for the pit window to shake this up and possibly get some more traffic. I got to imagine most guys are going to be waiting until about the last minute. Interesting to see who's going to take tires and who's not in this series. GT4 is taking tires is going to be a little rough as they're going to come back out on some pretty cold, pretty deflated tires. Maybe have to push hard to get them heated up and feeling good before you lose too many spots with someone who has potentially not taken tires. Looks like we do have a battle finally forming right there. It's going to be the Lazarus and Zaddy. Zaddy looking to climb up some spots from having to return to pits due to damage. He's going to be climbing up there. Awesome Gumball just ahead of him in 16th. Just 11 seconds ahead of him. I don't think Lazarus is going to get up to him, sadly. Made it home too late to race, burning my drop race for round one. Is it great? Ah, we're sorry to hear that, Salt. We would have loved to have you in here. But yeah, you got that dropped race you can use, man. I mean, we saw some guys last season who ended up missing about 2 to 3 races, Bubble and Panda, and still finding their way up there on the series leaderboard. So it really just comes down to how well you drive the rest of these 7 races. You have a chance of winning here. Elite Rain pulling it into the pits now. Pit windows open for 14 more minutes. 29 minutes left in this race. Already getting himself up to 11th now. He did manage to claim Tater in Paris. Now he's looking for the admin of the series, Logan. It's going to be a tough battle. I can imagine Logan's not going to make it easy for him, but he might, never know. Here's Bubble and Panda hitting that lap traffic I was telling you about. Let's see if Marnik can make the most of it. Remind everyone, none of these lap cars need to get out of Bubble and Panda's way. It's not a requirement at all, and it is not needed. So Bubble and Panda is going to be looking to fight his way through and try to get out of this traffic as fast as possible. You can see Zaddy's not holding him up, but just keeping his pace, which is exactly what we do. Panda isn't human, doesn't count, George. Yeah, I would agree there. It definitely really does not count with the performance he's showing up here. Marnik falling to 7.5 seconds behind Panda. Marnik being our second place driver. Let's go jump over to third and see how the battle between Sim Racer, GTX Dave, and Sim Racer finding himself off the grid there. We jumped to him a little too late to see what happened. That's going to make it interesting with Y-Weight now getting the time back from his spin. Y-Weight going to be looking to get back up to 5th and push Sim Racer down to 6th. Oh, and you see Sim go off again. Oh, and that's going to let Y-Weight through there for that 5th position. Sim Racer falling down to 6th. He's going to be coming up with a battle on D-Boothy here soon, possibly. Y-Weight going into the pits. That's going to put Sim Racer back to 5th. Never mind. It looks like actually D-Boothy pulling off. Not into the pits. Okay. My game just decided to glitch out a little bit there. Not too many drivers here having battles. Let's jump over to the 69 car, which is going to be Elite Rain and Tater Paris. Actually, that was Tater Paris and Phantom Sam, but Tater pulling it into the pit. So no battle going on there, as we'll keep our eyes on the track map to see any cars come out of the pits and some potential battles. Awesome Gumball getting up to 14th. Obviously not his true position, as a lot of cars have yet to pit. Interesting to see where he's going to end up. He had an interesting start to his race. It looks like he may have been collected, knocking him out of 3rd, and he dropped pretty fast. But nevertheless, he has started making up time, so that's good for him. And here's that lap traffic I was telling you guys about earlier. Bubble and Panda finding himself between Tater and Paris and Zaddy, but it looks like Tater moving out of the way to give the spot to Bubble and Panda. Might have hurt Tater there, as Y-Weight's not too far off of him for the 13th spot. Zaddy, of course, a lap down from these two cars due to getting collected in some accidents, but he's looking to just keep it consistent and possibly find himself up a little higher as this race continues. A lot of time left with 26 minutes left. Who knows what could happen? We will continue to keep our eyes out on those. Let's go jump to Logan, and every time I go to jump to a battle down there, it's always a car going down into the pit. Already finding himself up to 8th now, as that Sim Racer has went into the pits to serve his pit stop. Purple GT3 driver. Let's go switch over to him. We haven't watched him too much. He's found himself... Where is he? He's found himself in 7th here, chasing down Gillard. Purple still having to serve his pit stop, but so does Gillard and so does Boosty. So does Artie. Purple going to have to fight Artie, I imagine, here soon. 5 seconds off is all that separates Artie and Purple. But as you can see here, Purple has been on an island by himself. You gotta imagine that giving him the ability to really lock in here and just make no mistakes and have just a consistent drive, which is all he needs right now. 7th is not a bad spot to finish this race. Still is a possibility of him gaining some positions and even losing some positions. So we'll keep our eyes on him as he comes around here for what's going to be his 16th lap. We'll watch him and see if he's going to pit here.
Keep it up.
We are now officially halfway through the race, 25 minutes left in this race, only 10 of those being with the pit window open. We should see a few more cars pulling it in. If you look on the MFD, you'll see Marnick has pulled his car into the pits, dropping him down to 4th. Let's go switch over to Marnick as he looks to make his time back up. Maybe, if the game wants me to look at him. Gillard pulling it into the pits. Here's Marnick. 3 seconds off of Boothie, but Boothie not having served a pit stop yet. Same with GTX Dave and Liam. So Marnick's true position more than likely still second. Maybe he catches Panda if Panda has a bad pit stop or even a stop and go. But it should be interesting. We have the 165 car Hellcat getting a yellow down there between turn 1 and 2. Don't know what that was about, but he has corrected it pretty fast. Let's jump over here to Zaddy looking to chase down Cater and get those positions back. Zaddy still needing a pit stop. That's going to ultimately hurt his chances here. No doubt he's going to be pushing it till the end to make the most out of his stints. Cater finding himself in 14th just behind Whiteweight. Whiteweight getting that position while we were not looking. Sad to miss an overtake. All 21 drivers who started the race are still in the race, so that is always a good sign. No one has had any bad disconnects besides what was Ghost Stroke's disconnect here at the beginning of the race, and not too many bad accidents. Oh, we have a 730 car spun in the middle. If the game wants me to jump over to him, we're just going to sit here and see if we can catch him on this camera. That's going to be the Lazarus. He's still just sitting there with his Merc. Possibly having to wait for a good time to pull it back on track. Why does the game not want... There we go. Here he is. Yep, trying to find a good spot to pull it back on track. This ultimately dropping him to 20th, giving Zaddy a position on it. But the Lazarus already having pitted should gain that position back. You see GTX Dave there going through as he chases down Elam. Elam now quite a bit ahead by 3.5 seconds from GTX Dave. Here's our 9th place driver, Gillard, who's looking to chase down that one Sim Racer. Has not been successful quite yet, but he's still looking for it. Awesome Gumball coming up on the lap Chevrolet man. Not lap, but blue flag. Actually, he is lapped, yes. The lap car of Chevrolet Man. Chevrolet Man keeping his pace as he's looking to climb up there and snag a lead who's only 4 seconds away. So possibly slowing here for Awesome Gumball would hurt him. Let's see how he plays it here on this straight. Awesome Gumball falling in behind him to catch a draft. No doubt as Awesome Gumball's in the Porsche, which has a brutal straight line speed. See Gumball sending it deep in that corner, ultimately giving himself the overtake. It looked like Chevrolet may have slowed for him. Hard to tell. Gumball taking a lot of that curve right there. Managing to keep control of it. Panda is still sitting at his 131.2 for the best time in the series. He had served his pit stop and has came out on third. In third behind GTX Dave and Elam, who have not pitted yet. He has the Lazarus right in front of him, who we just watched get back on track not too long ago. Oh, here we go. We got Artie in purple. Artie finally getting himself up to purple. Both cars needing a pit stop, so this is a true position battle. Only 5 minutes left here in the mandatory pit window. And Artie finding himself on the inside here, purple falling in behind him. Looks like he may have slowed for him or just had a rough exit there. Artie ultimately taking the position and putting 1 second of time between the two drivers. try to jump back over to Marnik, who still seems to be in 5th. Of course, 2 cars ahead of him, 3 cars ahead of him actually, needing to pit stop. D. Boothie, the white Aston right in front of him, is now pulling it in. This is going to send Marnik up to 4th. He does have 3 lapped cars in front of him, one being Bard, Zaddy, and then the Lazarus. And he's going to be looking to climb through that lap traffic to get back 2 seconds faster and possibly catch Bubble and Panda if he's able to. Salt says that was a crazy run by Artie. It was a beautiful run, and luckily pulling it off, he's already jumped himself up to 5th. We could see Artie actually get back up to 3rd, which is the position he qualified in, which would be just some superb driving, in my opinion. That is not heard of very much. You have Awesome Gumball here coming up on Logan now. Here's a battle. Neither car needing a pit stop. Let's continue to watch here as Awesome Gumball is 0.4 seconds behind Logan. Very much in overtake distance. Logan ultimately setting a 3-second lap faster than Awesome Gumball. Oh my god, I really got to blow my nose. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to leave you on this view. Man, my nose just killing me right now. I don't usually have allergies, but I do right now. Let me mute myself. Hopefully I don't sound as stuffy as I did earlier. That was pretty bad. I was hearing myself. Winter sniffles, mate. Yeah, no crap, dude. I'm dying over here. AZ gets just below 90 degrees and I start fucking going wonky, man. My body's not used to it. Awesome Gumball getting the overtake on Logan. I missed it personally. I hope the camera allowed you guys to catch it. Awesome Gumball now staring down on Gillard. Let's jump back to what's going to be a fan favorite for this race, I've got to imagine, which is already the 60, not the 61 car. Already's what, 64? Screw it. Let's give Elam some love here as he's put himself 3.6 seconds in front of GTX Dave. Bubble and Panda beginning to close the distance on both cars. Neither our leader nor second place have pitted yet. With only 2 minutes left on the pit window, I've got to imagine Elam's going to pull it in right here. He does have enough time to go around one more time, but it's real risky in my opinion. So let's see what he does here. Yes, he does pull it in, almost missing the pit stop entrance there. GTX Dave staying out, ultimately looking to push this till the very last second of the pit window. He does have enough time as long as he stays consistent with what he's been lapping. He should have enough time to complete that mandatory pit stop. Now, don't quote me here. I don't know how ACC does it. I don't know if he just needs to enter the pits within the window, or if the pit stop needs to be completely complete by the end, before the pit window closes. This might come back to bite GTX Dave in the ass. We will continue to monitor this situation closely, folks, as Bubble and Panda is just 1.5 seconds behind GTX Dave, ultimately going to put himself back in first with a dominating performance from our leader, Bubble and Panda. Here's Zaddy was falling back to 20th. Don't quite know what happened there. He did get the spot on Lazarus earlier. You can see Marnik here getting caught up in lap traffic with the Lazarus and Zaddy. Looked like that Lazarus giving the spot to Marnik. That's going to give us a true 1-2 between Panda and Marnik, and you can see the difference there. About 12 seconds is what Marnik is currently off of Panda by doing math of the MFD. And there it is, 12.2 seconds off is Marnik's current delta against Panda. And GTX Dave finally pulling it into the pits. He's got 37 seconds to get to his pit box and get fuel in that car before he is handed a time penalty. Oh my, we just watched someone blow a barrier up behind Awesome Gumball. either being purple, Chevrolet, or Y-Weight. Hard to say. Y-Weight trying to make it past a lap car, which is going to be Chevrolet man. Here he is. Oh, Logan, not too far off of Y-Weight, actually. So we've got a battle going down right here between 3 cars. It looks like we actually have another battle forming in turn 3.
Pit window is closing now.
Pit window closed now. I don't know if GTX Dave managed to get it or not. Y-Weight still holding Logan off. 0.3 separating the 2 cars. Let's go jump over here to Artie in 7th. Okay, Artie finally completing his pit stop. He's pulled out in 7th, and he's got 14 minutes to climb the field. He's just 9 seconds off of the Boothie. You can see Artie coming right out in front of Gillard. This is going to be an interesting one. Gillard may be able to jump up to 7th here. You can see he's looking for it, pointing his car towards the inside there. What? I don't know what you're referencing what to, dude. You know how out of it I am right now, Jordan? I don't even know what I've been saying, man. I just try to talk for this entire, stream. I feel like no one likes when I don't talk. Maybe you guys do. Maybe I should shut up. Anyways, I'm not going to. Yeah. Artie is sitting in 7th still. Gillard has a lead rein, starting to sniff his muffler. A lead rein in 17. I'm going to jump over to this 3-way battle that seems to be going. Oh, and GTX Dave did not manage to serve his mandatory pit stop. That's ultimately going to come down. Oh, the sign getting yeeted. Yeah, you didn't see the barrier? The barrier in the back when I changed over, it got yeeted. It looks like GTX Dave pulling it into the pits. Oh no, Dave, it's not going to matter. The pit window ultimately ran out. And, yeah. He's just hurting himself more. Guys, that actually sucks to watch. Oh man, here's Elite Rain, who seems to have found himself in front of Gillard, and now chasing down Artie, who is a fan favorite. At least my fan favorite right now. It's been an interesting strategy and an amazing drive from Artie. You can see Elite Rain letting Gillard by right there. Gillard and Awesome to not pull him up. Very kind of him. Awesome Gumball sitting in 8th now. Still, oh my. Oh, we saw a little tap there by Lee. He's going to hold the position for Gumball. It's awfully nice of him. Almost tapping Gumball off the racing track there. Gumball is getting chased down by purple GT3 drivers, so he's got to really stay consistent here so he does not lose his 8th position. Here's a guy we haven't seen too much of. D-Bard at one point fell down to, I want to say, 21st, and has fought his way back up to 15th. He's now got view of GTX Dave. He's ultimately going to lose that spot due to the time penalty he's going to receive. Well, I guess that answers my question. You do, in fact, need to serve your pit stops within the pit window. It is not a matter of just coming into the pit during that time. It is a matter of fully serving the pit stop. So, sadly, GTX Dave being my guinea pig in that test, obviously very sad for him, but useful knowledge for the rest of the league. Oh, we have a battle going on here. We just saw Logan having a crash there. I would have stayed on him, but you've got that sim racer looking to pass Hellcat. Isn't actually a position battle. I couldn't tell, but it was still an interesting battle nevertheless. Hellcat not needing to give up this position. Obviously, that one sim racer needing this position to get himself back up to 3rd. It's going to be interesting to see if he can do it. Artie just 7 seconds off of D Boothie now. We'll keep our eyes peeled on that delta between the two of them. Here's Purple GT3 driver making his way up to Elite Rain now. He's got him within 1 second's time, but he is getting chased down pretty ferociously by Y-Weight. Let's see if we can give you guys a cool view here. That's not the cool view I'm looking for, but alright. We're going to stick with this view. Here comes the sign. Oh my gosh. I should be able to get like a review view here. There we go. You see Flyweight going for an attack here. Lower them on just a little bit. Probably a little bit loud, other than everyone would quite like. There we go. I lowered the engine sound just a little. Flyweight, you can see he's just sniffing that muffler. He's pointing his car on the outside of this turn. Getting real close here to Purple, but managing to keep it very nicely. Very clean between both drivers, as this is going to come down to a battle for ninth. Flywave looking to get that spot. We do have a battle going on in T3, but I believe that is Hellcat in the One Sim Racer that we were watching not too long ago. So we're going to stick with these two drivers. As I just sort of try to scan the field to see what's going on. There is Awesome Gumball and Gillard about to have a battle for 8th and 7th. So 10th and 9th, 8th and 7th, all very close to each other as we come down to the last couple of minutes of this race. 9 minutes left. And it's really anyone's game for the top 10 right now. Webbo and Panda still holding his first place lead over everybody. Awesome Gumball looks like he's about to make a move. Let's see if he can't jump over to that. Oh, and it looks like Awesome Gumball makes the move, cutting a lot of that corner there. I wonder if he got a track cut warning. But you can see Gillard's not going to give it to him too easy. Gillard getting himself back up in front of Awesome. Awesome catching some curve. Awesome going off the track there. Purple GT3 driver's not too far behind him. Oh, Awesome Gumball teleporting to the pits. That's going to put Flyweight in 9th. Purple GT3 driver up to 8th. Gillard takes his 7th position back. Very sad to see there for Awesome Gumball. A tough one, nevertheless. Already still in 6th, still 7 seconds off of D Boothie. Did he possibly lose his pace? As only 8 minutes are left in this race. Who's in the pits? GTX Dave in the pits. I imagine trying to get rid of that mandatory pit stop. I will be sure to let him know after this race about how the mandatory pit stop works. As the grid has sort of just really spread out now. There are a couple battles going on, Purple GT3 and Y-Weight being one of the only two of real impact here. A lot of the others are cars not fighting for position. There's that beautiful billboard as Y-Weight makes some contact with Purple. Purple snapping back into place. Hard to say whose fault that was. Racing incident in my opinion, but I'm no steward. I take my opinion for that of a horse's opinion when it comes to racing cars. Purple overall still holding 8th place on Y-Weight. I can't change. Oh, I wish I could look at like his side to see how much damage his side panel may have. Gotta imagine Y-Weight's front left has a little bit of damage too. You can see the Porsche of Y-Weight getting up there. Purple doing a good job of keeping his car in the middle lane, not giving Y-Weight too much room to maneuver himself and look for the overtake, having to slow up into T1 to make sure no collision happens again. Turn 2, we get a little love tap. Rubbin's racing, gentlemen. You can see Y-Weight wanting this position very bad. This all very well playing into Gillard's hand as he continues with a 6-second gap between 8th and 9th. He's also got a buffer, which is Elite Rain, sitting between the two of them. Gillard looking pretty good here as this race starts dropping down. George saying Gillard holding it like a champ. That was a beautiful move by Gillard to get back in front of Awesome Gumball before Awesome Gumball took that curb for a roller coaster ride. And ultimately, I think Awesome Gumball did end up leaving the race. I do not see the 300 car back out on the track and we did drop down a racer. Very sad to see, as he was doing pretty well in this race here after having getting collected in a few incidents. We do have what looks to be a battle between Logan and Chevrolet Man, so let's go give them some watching. Logan just 0.3 seconds off of him, both of them in the Mercedes. They are getting chased down by our leader, so Logan's going to be wanting to get this overtake before Bubble and Panda encroaches upon him. I doubt either car wanting to hold up the lead car here, but nevertheless. Oh, Logan having the speed through turn one, but just not an opportunity to really find a spot there. You see Logan sort of scaring Chevrolet Man a little bit, pointing his car there on the inside, ultimately staying out of the vortex of danger. A very smart move there, showcasing Logan's racecraft, knowing when to push and overtake and when to not to. When to not to. Wow. That is some English from me today, folks. Yeah, you guys can tell I do this for a living? Absolutely not. GTX Dave dropping down to 17th. He had the pace and he's got the skill all race. You can see here he's actually battling with Marnik, but he's going to give the spot to Marnik, possibly recognizing this is not really a battle he wants quite right now. Nevertheless, fantastic drive from GTX Dave. This is the first time I've seen him. I don't know if you guys have caught him in a couple of the other BFR races, but beautiful driving. A sort of McLaren strategy here today for him, and ultimately costing him his good positions. But I imagine he's going to be a contender here in this GT4 series as it continues. Let's go jump back over to Logan as he's still looking to get Chevrolet Man. He had the room there possibly to carry more speed on the inside and get his door next to him, but ultimately not able to. Let's see if Logan can make anything out of turn one. Bubble and Panda now within 1 second of these lapped cars. You can see Logan got the pace. He just can't find a spot. Chevrolet Man doing very well to defend his position here, which is 15th, as both cars begin making their way up to elite rank. Go jump back over to actually, yeah, here's Elite Rain battling it out with Y-Weight. Elite Rain, a lapped car. Still giving Y-Weight the room he needs to drive cleanly. Getting real scary here, and I don't know if I want to stick with it or not, but we're gonna. Elite Rain making the smart decision to back out of this. Maybe, getting a little oversteer there. And he's finally backing out, I think, realizing he does not want to drop to 15th with a possible accident here. He is pretty close to both cars behind him. Oh, Elite sliding it through that turn. As long as he keeps it straight here, he'll maintain his spot. That is going to allow Chevrolet Man and Logan the time they need to start jumping up. Here's Elam, who was our third place driver for a while, but it looks like Sim Racer has found himself back in that position. Elam's going to be looking to take that from him with only 1:50 left. I want to jump back to Gillard real quick and see where he's been sitting at. D. Boothie has already now, within 4 seconds, Gillard had managed to grow his gap to a 9-second lead. Y-Weight and Purple, the only two cars really in a contender battle right there among those cars. We're going to sit here on Elam as he tries to get up to that one. Sim Racer, you can see running it a little wide there. Oh no, Logan did spin off in turn one. Ultimately losing his shot there to jump up in front. Looks like Logan pulling off to the side to get out of the racing line of two drivers coming up on him. Elam falling to about a second behind of Sim Racer now. Already closing the gap on the Boothie slowly. He's got him within 3 now. Just don't know if there's enough time with only 50 seconds left in this race. We might have time for 2 more laps. We're going to start seeing a couple of drivers get aggressive, I got to imagine. Here's a guy we haven't checked up on too much. He's had a quiet race, but that quietness obviously working out to his advantage. Phantom Sam getting himself up into 10th. a beautiful spot to finish on round one. And yeah, he's chasing down Chevrolet man, who was in a battle with Logan, but Logan having that spin out on T2 ultimately has found himself quite a bit away from Chevrolet. Chevrolet is real close to elite reign. I just don't think he has enough laps to get it done. Bubble and Panda about across the line. Whether this ends the race or not,
Let's
it
finish the
does.
race.
So there's not going to be another lap. Interesting to see how that's going to screw over a couple of drivers. Marnick pulls it across. Here's the true battle going on. That one, Sim Racer and Liam for third place. Let's go jump over to Whiteweight, who's got purple in his sights. Oh, Whiteweight's going to have to get fancy here. He's got half a lap to get something out. Here's Elam as they come across. They're coming down to the last corner. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to make up his current distance on that one Sim Racer. You can see he's not going to as he slides through the last corner. That one Sim Racer is going to walk away with a third place podium. Beautiful finish from both of these drivers. That one Sim Racer and Elam. Here's the Boothie, who's once again another guy with a quiet race, which ultimately finds himself in fifth. A beautiful finish. He's getting chased down by Beth Barron. Purple and Whiteweight are going to be the last two, but Whiteweight is not going to have enough distance to catch up to Purple. So that is going to be the end of your grid. Bubble and Panda holding the best lap here. It looks like maybe Bubble and Panda and Marnick smacking each other here at the end of the race. Just some good old-fashioned fun between a couple of buddies, no doubt. Bubble and Panda taking home first for the first GT4 round. Marnick, 8 seconds off of Bubble, and he takes home second. And then just look at that gap. Marnick to that one Sim Racer, 37 seconds. That one Sim Racer, a beautiful drive, finds himself back in third where he was early in the race. Elam, who had a fantastic drive himself, finds himself in fourth. Boothie in fifth. And guys begin leaving, so I lose the grid, or, well, actually the server already reset. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. A beautiful first round of the GT4 series. Next week, we'll be at Brands Hatch in the Honda NXX for the first round of the one make. I might be commentating that one as well. I don't know. I'm see if one of the other admins possibly want to do it. If they don't, I will be your commentator again. I'll make sure I use the AirPods, which apparently sound way better than my headphones. Thank you, George. Belt to ass, says our leader, Bubble and Panda. No doubt that is how I would explain his drive as well. We'll leave you guys here with the beautiful outro that Going Grays makes for us. Thank you all for tuning in.